Macmillan Audio presents Secrets from the Past by Barbara Taylor Bradford. Read for you by Stina Nielsen. Part 1. Snapshot Memories. Manhattan, March 2011. In my own very self, I am part of my family. G.H. Lawrence. Apocalypse. Memories of love abound in my heart and in my mind. They give me comfort, keep me sane, and lift my spirits up again. Anonymous. Chapter 1. It was a beautiful day. The sky was a huge arc of delphinium blue, cloudless and shimmering with bright sunlight above the soaring skyline of Manhattan. The city where I've lived off and on for most of my life was looking its best on this cold Saturday morning. As I walked up Sutton Place, returning to my apartment, I began to shiver. Gusts of strong wind were blowing off the East River, and I was glad I was wearing jeans instead of a skirt, and warm clothes. Still shivering, I turned up the collar of my navy blue pea jacket and wrapped my cashmere scarf tighter around my neck. It was unusually chilly for March. On the other hand, I was enjoying my walk after being holed up for 4 days endeavoring to finish a difficult chapter. Although I'm a photojournalist and photographer by profession, I recently decided to write a book, my first. Having hit a difficult part earlier this week, I've been worrying it to death for days, like a dog with a bone. Finally, I got it right last night. It felt good to get out, to stretch my legs, to look around me, and to remind myself that there was a big, wide world out there. I increased my pace. Despite the sun, the wind was bitter. The weather seemed to be growing icier by the minute, and I hurried faster, almost running, needing to get home to the warmth. My apartment was on the corner of Sutton and East 57th, and I was relieved when it came into view. Once the traffic light changed, I dashed across the street and into my building, exclaiming to the doorman as I sped past him, "It's Arctic weather, Sam." "It is, Miss Stone. You're better off staying inside today." I nodded, smiled, headed for the elevator. Once inside my apartment, I hung up my scarf and pea jacket in the hall cupboard, went into the kitchen, put the kettle on for tea, and headed for my office. I glanced at the answering machine on my desk and saw that I had 3 messages. I sat down, pressed play, and listened. The first was from my older sister, Kara, who was calling from Nice. "Hi, Serena, it's me. I've found another box of photographs, mostly of Mom, looking fab. You might want to use a few in the book. Shall I send by FedEx, or what? I'm heading out now, so leave a message, or call me tomorrow. Big kiss." The second message was from my godfather. "It's Harry. Just confirming Monday night, honey. 7:30, usual place. Don't bother to call back. See ya." The whistling kettle brought me to my feet, and I went back to the kitchen. As I made the tea, I felt a frisson of apprehension, then an odd sense of foreboding. Something bad was going to happen. I felt it in my bones. I pushed this dark feeling away, carried the mug of tea to my office, telling myself that I usually experienced premonitions only when I was at the front, when I sensed imminent danger, knew I had to run for my life before I was blown to smithereens by a bomb, or took a bullet. To have such feelings now was irrational. I shook my head, chiding myself for being overly imaginative. But in fact, I was to remember this moment later and wonder if I had some sort of sixth sense. Chapter 2. The room I used as an office.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?